neither am I. But we've got to eat something.
Well, you go ahead.
Up all night?
Well, I can sleep when this is all over.
Any further instructions?
Nothing apart from what we already know. I have to take this phone call at the Olympus booth at 4:30. Well, for all the good it's going to do me, I've got no microfilm, real or phony.
You really think that would make a difference?
Well, it'll make this whole caper a lot easier. I mean, what am I going to do? Take the call and then make it up as I go along? I mean, I don't mind winging it, but this is ridiculous.
I just wish we knew where they stashed Luke and Holly.
Yeah, well, the only person that can help me in that respect has disappeared.
You want me to get that?
Yeah, I'm in no mood to talk to uninvited guests.
Okay. Celia!
I trust everything is ready?
Well, I think we're all set. We'll be leaving here at 4:30, whether Scorpio delivers the new microfilm or not. We'll make our escape during the Oriental Parade.
Will you have enough time?
I think so. We'll call him at the phone booth at the appointed time. If he's there and he has the microfilm, we'll pick it up on our way.
Aren't you cutting it a bit close?
Perhaps. But I think we'll be long gone before Scorpio or the WSB even knows what's happening. This Oriental Parade, it's a perfect cover.
Let's hope it doesn't rain.
I never operate on hope, Lord Rama. I've already checked. There's no chance of a storm.
Excellent.
In fact, the weather will be perfect for our plans.
What about the hostages?
I'm afraid our guests won't be making this trip. As soon as we're ready to leave, they'll be shot.
What is that all about?
I know that tune. Now, what's it called?
Theme from The Godfather?
It's a classical piece. I can't quite place it.
Yeah, well, never mind that. Did you see his face? I bet he's trying to give us a message. This could be some kind of a clue.
Nice of you to drop in.
Robert, I'm so sorry. I came as quickly as I could.
And you left as quickly as you could. Do you have any idea how you kept Robert hanging?
I apologize.
Where have you been?
Manhattan.
Nice time for a vacation.
Believe me, Robert, it wasn't my choice.
Oh, you were kidnapped.
Yes, in a way.
A friendly kidnapper, of course.
My father, he booked us into a suite at the Parkside Plaza.
I suspected as much. I just didn't know where.
I don't know what came over him.
You knew I was desperate to question you.
He made me go with him.
What did he think he was doing?
I don't know, protecting me, I guess. He didn't understand, and I was too groggy to really know what was going on.
So were most of the nursing staff. They didn't have the foggiest either.
He sneaked me out the back entrance of the hospital. Robert, as soon as I woke up and realized where I was, I came right here.
I really stuck it to the Quartermains that day, you know.
They didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, enough of the post-mortems. You're here.
Let's just hope you're not too late.
Is there any news about Luke and Holly?
We can only assume they're still alive, but time's running out.
The deadline's 4:30 this afternoon.
Well, I came to help. I want to help. And I see Grant behind bars for the rest of his life.
Oh, you're in very good company on that one.
So what can I do?
Prepare yourself for a total recall.
I'll try.
Okay, now, I want to know everything. I want to know who you saw, what you saw. What was said, who said it. In short, I want to know every little detail, which may not even appear important. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, sit down. Let's start. Now, tell me whatever you remember.
Well, how far back do you want me to go?
To the kidnapping by the DVX.
I got a phone call from Delphina's dress shop.
Who did you talk to there?
I don't know. I didn't recognize her voice. She identified herself as a saleswoman and said that Holly was there and she was very upset and that I was to meet her there.
Upset how?
She didn't say.
Probably fed the same story to Holly. Okay. Well, then what happened when you arrived?
Holly had already been captured. Are you the lady at the coop?
Yes, I'm so glad you're here.
Where's Mrs. Putnam?
In the back, she refuses to come out of the dressing room. Do you know what? She
wouldn't say. She just kept insisting she talked to you.
But you didn't call her husband, though?
No.
Good. They must have had some kind of a fight.
Well, it must have been major.
She probably has a headache. I have some aspirin in my purse. Would you mind getting me a glass of water?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to go in and see.
I'll be right there.
And then when I got to the store, this strange woman was there. I'd never seen her before.
Celia Putnam? It's a good thing you came right away. Mrs. Scorpio seemed so upset.
I can't imagine what sort of news she could have gotten.
She didn't say. Just turned white.
Has she asked for her husband?
No, she only wants you.
Where is she?
In the back with Mary. Go on back there. I have to help these women first.
Sure. She stayed with us the entire time I was held hostage. She was the one who called you that first day and let you hear Holly's voice. And she also told you then that she was the one who killed Bunny Willis.
Did she have a very distinctive voice?
Your friend.
The gypsy, the one that I made contact with at the fruit stand. Who was she?
I don't know. Whoever she was obviously very high up in the ranks.
How high?
Well, she wielded power like Grant and Gregory, although Gregory was obviously the leader because everyone had to answer to him.
Yeah, our own piano player.
But more. Much more.
This woman was always there.
All we have to do now is figure out where there is. Now look, Celia, let's try this once more. Do you remember where they held you?
Can you get the second box open for me?
Sure. What's in it?
You'll see. Come on, hurry up, Grant.
All right. How is your scientist coming along with the disc?
It's maddeningly slow work, but I think he should be just about finished.
What exactly are you having him do?
I'm having him make sure that it works.
Have you any doubts?
Well, no, not serious ones, but I certainly don't want any more surprises, not at this stage of the operation. I'm certain that I'll get a clean bill of health on it. But I want to be certain before the parade this afternoon.
Can't figure out for the life of me what the United States government thinks it's doing.
I've had that problem for years.
But this is particularly puzzling. They're still pretending they have the disc.
That worried me for a while, too.
Today is the big celebration. And they've announced the rocket launching for this afternoon, immediately after the parade.
Someone's in for a big surprise.
I can't believe they intend to go through with this.
But what other choice do they have? Their own hoopla has focused the attention of the entire world on Port Charles. They can't very well announce that they've lost the Prometheus disc, can they? Oh, can you imagine the embarrassment? It would be a political nightmare.
And what happens when the time comes for the rocket to take off?
Well, I'm afraid it won't.
And wouldn't that be even more embarrassing?
No. They can always claim it was mechanical failure. They can claim anything in order to save face. But while they are scrabbling around trying to come up with an explanation, we'll be on our way out of the country with their precious disc.
You're right.
Clue. It's got to be a clue. I just don't know what the song is.
Wait a minute.
You got it?
I think so. I'm certain of it. Gosh, Grant really is trying to tell us something.
What?
That's Puccini. Grant is humming one of the arias from Tosca. It's called Lucivan
Yeah,
Stella.
whatever. What does it mean?
In Tosca, Mario is about to be killed by a firing squad. And Tosca is in love with him. She tells him that the soldiers are going to use blank cartridges, and that when they fire, that he's to pretend to fall down dead.
So wait a minute, he's humming opera to let us know that we're going to be shot.
Apparently.
Yeah, but he's also letting us know that he's going to put blanks in the bullets, don't you see? That's great. That's a great idea. That's something I would think of. Remind me to get all this Tosca's guy's albums. I really like that tune. What's the matter? What's the matter with you?
Luke.
Come on, baby. It'll be just like in the opera. That's a really great thing he did. He's letting us know it's going to be blanks in there. So we'll be like that guy, Mario, you know? We'll just, we'll fall to the ground, kick around a little bit, kind of moan and groan, and then go to sleep, and the soldiers go off, and what's the matter?
Luke, we're going to be shot.
I know, it's great. It's perfect, because we're going to have blanks. Now, the thing about blanks is they're going to hurt your ears, so when they shoot like this, okay? And then, you know, hit the deck and act like you're dead, and then as soon as we get a chance, we'll make a run for it.
Well, it's not quite perfect, you know.
Well, what's wrong with it?
There's just one small detail.
What's that?
Tosca thinks that they can be using blanks, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the opera, the soldiers shoot Mary just as she's thinking. But they're using real bullets. He dies.
Oh, I just hate it when people give away a good ending.
Na-da-dee, na-dum-dum, na-da-dee-dum, na-da-dee.
What is that song, Grant?
Gregory, I'm surprised. You mean to tell me the piano man doesn't recognize it? Catchy, don't you think?
I think it's beginning to grate on my nerves. If you can't hum something different, please be quiet.
Well, as you might have noticed, my repertoire is fairly limited.
Yes, I did notice that.
I've double-checked everything. It's all ready.
Excellent, excellent.
Once we've obtained the microfilm, we shouldn't have any trouble disappearing into the parade. We'll blink right in.
I'm counting on that, but once we begin to move, we have to move very quickly. There can be no mistakes.
Oh, there won't be.
If there are, I'm going to hold you personally responsible.
You know something? I think I'm gonna go take a shower. It might be a while before I get another chance, huh?
Good idea, Grant. You have a while before checkout time. Enjoy it.
I intend to, Ida.
Creature of habit, isn't he? You'd imagine he'd have more important things on his mind.
If not more important, at least more pleasant, such as getting home. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that.
We should have a farewell toast, especially for you, Conrad.
That's of no importance now. The only thing that concerns us is our escape. I'll save my toasts for when I'm standing on friendly soil.
I saw Sung Cho Lee. He told me Scorpio had taken Celia into Haiping and dragged her all over the place looking for her. The woman had just rolled off an elephant.
Well, I'm not surprised at Scorpio. He's nothing if not a determined man. Unfortunately for him, he's completely in the dark on this. She hasn't the slightest idea where we are.
But he has Mrs. Putnam now.
For all the good she'll do him. He's wasting his time interrogating her.
Have you forgotten that Scorpio was here in our pavilion during the course of the search? Once Mrs. Putnam begins to describe the room...
What can she describe? A room with oriental carpets and pillows. And more pillows. Certainly that description fits a dozen different rooms in a dozen different Eastern pavilions.
Also, she arrived here blindfolded.
And she left the same way. She hasn't even seen the outside of the building.
So you think Scorpio would find it impossible to learn anything of importance from her?
Exactly. And what's more, she's going to mislead him as to the fate of her friends.
How's that?
We planted in her head very firmly before we let her go the idea that they were going far, far away.
That's ingenious.
Gregory has covered our tracks completely.
Yes. The only thing that I regret is that I couldn't be present while she tries to explain her experiences to Scorpio. I think that could be very amusing.
All right, where did they take you first?
Originally, they kept us in a room that had a kind of a
a Moroccan feeling about it.
Well, how do you mean?
You know, a lot of pillows on the floor and not much furniture.
Well, that could have been the Gulistan, or maybe even one of the Eastern pavilions.
Were there any windows?
No.
What about noises? Maybe something that could have identified the location.
No, it was a very quiet room.
What kind of food did you eat?
It was good, actually. Lots of fruit, and not just your basic apples and oranges, either. The whole atmosphere made us feel like we were in a different country.
What kind of fruit?
All kinds. In fact, Grant was eating your favorite one day. No, that was the second place, the Oriental room.
Oh, we already checked the high ping.
I know.
Now, wait a minute. Let's go back to what my favorite fruit.
Well, that's what Luke said.
Luke?
Yes, he wanted me to try it. He said you loved it.
Well, you know, I have a lot of favorite fruit, not one in particular.
Not persimmons?
Grant was eating a persimmon, and Luke said it was Robert's favorite fruit.
That's right. Are you saying that's not true?
It is now. My favorite fruit, my favorite door, my favorite pavilion, Gulistan.
Grant went on and on about persimmons, and he wanted me to take a bite of one.
It's got to be Gulistan.
Celia, listen. Did Grant say anything else that could have struck you? Something that might have had a double meaning?
No, nothing in particular.
Well, what about, did he talk about any other subject? I mean, look, you've already said he discussed persimmons. Now, what about some other topic? Something that might not have been directly related to the situation?
No, not that I can remember, no. He was so cold, I barely even recognized him. It was like our prior life together hadn't even existed at all. He didn't bring up any our memories that we had shared together, any incidents. Except Macbeth.
What about it?
We went to the play.
No, it obviously had some sort of effect on him.
Did. It was the night Natalie was shot.
No, there was something more. Now that I think about it, it really was peculiar.
All right, what in particular?
The way he talked to me about it, it was like he was lecturing me.
Well, was it on the theme or maybe a character?
No, it was Burnham Wood. I guess that scene, really, he liked that scene.
Interesting. What do you suppose it meant?
I don't know, but I do remember when Burnham Wood came to Dunsinane in the play.
Right, it was the camouflage for the soldiers.
Huh?
Now, do you suppose Grant is camouflaged as a spy, but is in actual effect helping us?
Are you suggesting that Grant is not a spy, or that he is some sort of double agent?
Well, if that's true, that's news to us.
What else can you tell us?
I don't know. I
Think.
Okay.
2 lives may depend on this.
Celia, listen. Now concentrate on what was said to you, Luke, and Holly. Forget about Gregory and the other DVX agents. Now look, if Grant was trying to get a message through, it's in something that he said to one of you.
But there just wasn't that much, Robert. He spent most of his time dumping on capitalism.
Well, that was just a front for party policy. He was trying to probably just impress his superiors.
No. What in particular about capitalism did Grant attack?
Just everything. The way of life it engenders, the culture, the music. He even went after a song.
What song?
3 coins in a fountain. He said it was a stupid tune. He hated the lyrics.
Oh, I've learned to love it. There's a fountain outside of the Gulistan Pavilion. That's got to be it. They've got to be there. All right, listen, get on the phone to Ballantyne and Ramsey. Find out how quick they can surround that pavilion.
You got it.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for possibly saving the life of my wife. You and Grant, that is. If what I believe is true and that Grant has in effect been feeding you with clues, then Luke and Holly are indeed in that pavilion, because it does have persimmon doors and there's a fountain out the front.
Then you think that he was trying to save us, trying to help us?
I'll let you know as soon as I get inside, but I believe so, yes.
But I thought that
I know. In 1 minute I'm telling you your husband's a spy. Now I'm trying to make you believe that he could be, in effect, helping us.
I'll have to think about this for a little bit. This is all too much to take right at first.
I know. I think it's about time you went home. There's a limo waiting for you outside. But I believe that's where Luke and Holly are. Did you find them?
Yeah, they're going to meet us at the expo.
Then let's roll. With a bit of luck, I can wind this whole thing up before the 4:30 deadline. And if I do, it'll be because of you and Grant. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hello.
Audrey.
Hello.
Where's Dr. Such a wonderful.
Oh, he had to stay at the hospital. He's so sorry to miss this.
Oh,
sorry.
This certainly is an exciting day. I must say, I'm going to be very sorry when Expo is over.
Well, the end of Expo means the end of my term. I'll be a private citizen again.
Mr. Valentine, Mr. Mayor, you both must be very proud that this great event is taking place in your beautiful city.
I certainly must confess to a great deal of pride.
I think everyone in Port Charles feels that way.
It's a time to crow for the United States and for the world.
I just think it's so sad that poor sweet little Dr. Gerald couldn't have been here.
Yeah, it's a great loss to the country.
It certainly is a memorial to him.
His dream is coming to pass today, and the underprivileged nations of the world will all profit from this technology. We've been very proud.
Stop humming.
I'm glad. I was really getting tired of that tune. I figures we got the message.
Or they caught on to him.
Or he got a gig at the Met. Now, come on, baby. They didn't catch on to him.
Why do you think that?
I got a lot of hope. That's all. Just a lot of hope.
Well, what happens if they come in to shoot us? How are we going to know if Grant was able to put blanks in their guns?
We won't until they fire.
Wait.
Now, listen to me. It's going to work out. You've got to get a positive frame of mind going here. Our opera's going to end differently. Our opera's going to end like Leo Sayer. I know I can dance. I know I can dance. Come on, we're just going to lay down and play, Dad. It'll be fine. It'll piece of cake.
What if we're not playing?
Holly. Holly. Listen to me. You're going to see him again. We're both going to see him again. I don't want you to worry. Grant's covered. I really believe he has.
If they haven't already shot him.
Oh, I want you to stop thinking that way. Listen to me. I promise you that we are going to be out of here before Pavarotti can eat his next plate of lasagna. And we'll have Grant to thank for it. Keep your chin up. Positive thinking. Come on.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.